Hello family and welcome back to Sussex Squad Family TV on YouTube. Now NGOZI Fulani endured a very deeply traumatizing experience in the royal household from Prince William's very own godmother, the same person who said that Prince Harry and Meghan's marriage would end in tears. And now this person called Lady Susan Hussey, who is also Prince William's godmother, I can see that the UK press are trying to be in defense of her, but we won't allow it. There is no excuse for what she did or say to NGOZI Fulani. And here, just here, NGOZI Fulani herself described that traumatizing experience at Buckingham Palace. That clearly shows that indeed there is systemic racism in the UK and inside palace halls. Here it is.
On anyone. It was more of an interrogation, and once she'd got the answer that she was satisfied with, off she went.
You feel violated?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there is this thing about strong black women, and I don't know, we can fight lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, I don't know what it is, but we are very much human. And
we are very much human. We are very much human. Meghan is a human being. Meghan is a human being. Something that the palace never showed her. Humanity, dignity, respect. They never showed Meghan that. And that is very much painful. And I'm sorry about what NGOZI Fulani went through. Meghan went through it each and every single day, week after week. And when she did speak about it, when she found the strength to speak about it, the UK press called her a liar. But one thing about racists is that they'll never ever be able to hide their racism or control themselves from being racist. They will show it in public. My family, black people are human beings. I am a human being, deserving to be treated with human rights, with human dignity. I deserve to be treated with human dignity. NGOZI Fulani deserves to be treated with human dignity. Listen to more on what she said.
Oh my, I don't know what it is, but we are very much human. And I've lived in London all my life. I've never lived anywhere else. Who's going to come and tell me that I don't belong here? When does this thing stop? Where am I safe from this? When are we going to hold people to a higher standard? When are we going to confront this kind of behavior instead of excusing it? That's the thing.
When are we going to hold people to a higher standard instead of excusing it? The UK press are trying to excuse what happened to NGOZI Fulani. Once again, racists will always come out in defense of another racist. That is what is happening right now with the UK press. My family, I also want you to hear something. At BBC Question Time, when they discussed this week's racist incident at Buckingham Palace, which clearly shows more evidence of racism in the royal household. On top of that, my family, remember one thing. Remember just one thing. Buckingham Palace has a policy inside the palace that says that ethnic minorities are banned from occupying office roles. They can only be servants at the palace. Remember that when the palace says they are very much not a racist institution or a racist family. Remember that. My family, hear this. Hear this for my family. Hear this. You'll understand everything that Meghan went through. The pain of Meghan. And when she talked about this, She deserved to be listened to. She deserved to be listened to. My family, kindly hear this.
Happened here was awful. It was, worse than condescending. I mean, as NGOZI FULANI has said, I mean, this was abuse. This was racist abuse at an event which was about the prevention of abuse and should have been a safe space.
This was abuse at an event that was supposed to be, fighting against, violence against women, domestic violence. NGOZI FULANI experienced abuse, racism, discrimination. When this person, William's godmother, went to NGOZI FULANI and thought that she was so inclined to go over there and grab her hair without permission, to grab her by the hair like she was some form of property. It's time that William's godmother is reminded the age of slavery that she was born into is over. Is over. We people of color are human beings and we deserve to be treated with humanity, with dignity, with respect. We demand respect from people like William's godmother. My family, let us continue kindly, please.
I mean, this was abuse. This was racist abuse at an event which was about the prevention of abuse and should have been a safe space. But, really, I mean, in the interview that I saw earlier, NGOZI FULANI was saying, well, nobody from the palace has contacted me directly. And this is an opportunity for us to learn, what does this represent? I don't accept the age question. There was a light.
My family, NGOZI FULANI herself said, the palace had not reached out to her. And the palace, in its statement, said they had reached out to NGOZI FULANI. That was what the palace said. And clearly, they lied. What else have they lied about? What else? There's a statement that recollections may vary statement. They lied about that and they know it. They know it. They know the pain they inflicted on Prince Harry and Meghan. They know it. And it's well documented. And the media, the royal family, are trying to rewrite history of exactly what they put Harry and Meghan through. When suddenly the victims want to speak up and speak out, the royal family, first of all, accuses Meghan of bullying. Those fake, bogus bullying allegations. What are they going to do now? Towers are saying that after this docuseries trailer, it's high time the royal family strip Harry and Meghan off of their titles. My family, Harry and Meghan left the UK. Did the smear campaign stop? It did not. It did not. Meghan, in the Oprah interview, said that she, during her pregnancy, was rarely visible. But still, Meghan ended up on the front pages each and every single day. So discussed by the tabloids every single day on their TV shows, where you could see Piers Morgan obsess over another man's wife on national TV every single day in GMB. And Meghan was not visible. And Meghan was pregnant at the time. But they did not care. One bit. They did not care. As a matter of fact, Camilla mocked Meghan for cradling her baby bump. And the media were happy to write articles. Camilla mocked Meghan for cradling her baby bump. But then they say, oh look, it's Harry and Meghan that are betraying the royal family. You cannot betray someone who has never ever been loyal to you in the first place. You can't. You just can't. And there is systemic racism within the palace. It's what Meghan endured at the hands of the royal family and is still enduring even to this day. From the press and the farm, from William, Hamilton, Charles and Camilla. Which all of them you have seen doing racist actions. All of them. My family, kindly let's continue hearing this, please. Please.
This is an opportunity for us to learn, you know, what does this represent? I don't accept the age question, but there was a live debate in Britain in the 60s and in the 70s when Lady Hussey would have been in her 20s or her 30s about race. I mean, you know, my mother is in her 80s, you know, she would not do that. I don't think that is acceptable. And it does raise the question because, you know, Meghan Markle, the only person of colour in over 1,000 years of the history of the royal family. There's been a member of the royal family, there's been a person of colour, and said, you know, she had to distance herself from the royal family because of her experience of racism. And that's the...
Mic drop. Mic drop. Somebody give me a mic, because that was the moment I wanted you to hear. That was what I wanted you to hear. Somebody give that person a mic so he can drop it. My family, Meghan, the only person of color in more than 1,000 years, was hounded out, was chased out, was told by the likes of Piers Morgan, bullied by the likes of Piers Morgan, telling her to go back to America in articles written and are currently still online. There are those articles online. Was told to go back to America. And even when she did, we have pictures of paparazzi stalking Harry and Meghan in California while they were at California. The Daily Mail that Piers Morgan wrote for was the one that leaked exactly where Harry and Meghan were staying in Canada, at Tyler Perry's home, their new home. My family. And Meghan spoke about this, telling the royal family, please, don't strip my husband of his security, then announce to the entire world where we are. And what did this royal family say? They said, that's just not possible. And that's exactly what they did. They leaked Harry and Meghan's location everywhere they were staying. And Meghan said that she and Harry saw men in boats while they were at Canada. And that's when Meghan grabbed her phone and called Tyler Perry and explained what they were facing, what was happening. Tyler Perry, we could see men in boats out there with cameras. Security have been taken away from them. Harry and Meghan have faced racist death threats. Tyler Perry listened and sent his plane to pick up Prince Harry and Meghan and got them safely to his home and provided them with security and safety while at his home. When Harry tried to call Charles, Charles wouldn't answer his son's phone call at Harry's time of need. A person of color, Tyler Perry, a good man who has helped so many people of color in the film industry in the US, for instance, has helped so many of them. Helped the son of the current king of the UK, when Charles, whom the press are saying that loves his son, would not take his own son's phone call at his son's time of deepest need. And Charles must have had access to intelligence reports telling them of the threats Harry and Meghan faced. He must have had it as the heir to the throne at the time. He must have had access to that. But still, knowing that fully well, he still took away security from his son. Still, they were trying to get him to leave his wife. But this point, what they did, they still failed. My family, they failed. Meghan, the only biracial black woman in 1,000 years, was chased out of the royal family with bullying, insults, racism that took a toll on Meghan's mental health. She was chased out of the country. And even after chasing her out of the country, you would think they'll be, okay, they've done it. Let's leave them alone. They still did not leave them alone. Still, you saw Piers Morgan going on TV. Meghan stole our handsome prince. Meghan stole our handsome prince. Because what they were hoping for was for Harry to abandon his wife and children and child at the time, because they had Archie at the time. They wanted Harry to abandon his wife and children. A wife who went pregnant with their first child at the time. You know, you could see Sarah Vine, a carnival of so-called expert, speaking about how, you know, what happened, the unexpected complication that can happen during pregnancy. That was a threat from Sarah Vine. She wrote an article saying that, oh baby, Meghan's got a lot to learn when it comes to the unexpected complications childbirth can bring. Clearly, as you can see, they wanted Meghan to lose her child. When that didn't happen, what did they do? Archie's nursery, a fire broke out. So clearly, you can understand why Harry and Meghan had no choice but to leave the UK. They had no choice. Because as Harry said in that docuseries, Harry had to protect his family. And that is what he has done and continues to do to this day. My family, kindly hear this, once again, please.
The only person of colour in over 1,000 years of the history of the royal family, there's been a member of the royal family, there's been a person of colour, and said, she had to distance herself from the royal family because of her experience of racism. And that's the bigger question, isn't it? We have systemic racism throughout our society. No institution, I think, is immune to this. And you have to say, again, based on this experience, what it represents in terms of the royal household, then I think it gives absolute credence to the lived experience of Meghan Markle, and she's in the best position of anyone to speak truth to power in terms of the royal family and their attitude to racism.
My family, I like that part. Let me repeat this part.
Markle, and she's in the best position.
Let me repeat this part.
Credence to the lived experience of Meghan Markle, and she's in the best position of anyone to speak truth to power in terms of the royal family.
Meghan is in the best experience to speak truth to power of racism within the royal family. My family, this part.
Then I think it gives absolute credence to the lived experience of Meghan Markle, and she's in the best position of anyone to speak truth to power in terms of the royal family and their attitude to racism.
Meghan is in the best position to speak truth to power, on royal family racism. I like that part. I like that part 100%. I like that part 100%. I like that part. And it is why UK press have tried to, silence Meghan so much. It's why the Farm, before the Oprah interview, accused Meghan falsely of bullying. We've all confirmed and seen clearly the Farm are liars. Even from NGOZI FULANI herself. The Farm, they wrote a statement that they had reached out to NGOZI FULANI. In reality, they have not reached out to NGOZI FULANI because they are a racist institution. I mean, why would they apologize? They have never apologized for racism. Never. They have never apologized for colonialism. Never. The only thing they've done about slavery is call it abhorrent. The only thing they've said about slavery is call it abhorrent, an abomination. But we all know that. But have they apologized for what they did? The answer is no. Have they truly apologized and paid reparations? The answer is no. And no wonder they keep being racist. It is just so disgusting what the royal family put Meghan through and continues to put her through, even after she left the UK, they're still going after her. My family, we must fight this hate. We must fight this racism. And the racism in the royal household is just too much. Is too much. And if anyone can tell you what it's like in the royal family, the answer, that person is Meghan. She experienced it all. Meghan went through it all, my family. And I'm so sad about the pain that Meghan had to experience at the hands of the royal family. It's painful, it's painful, it's painful. And NGOZI FULANI, once again, another scandal has engulfed Buckingham Palace. These people cannot control the racism. They just can't control it. And it's important for people who have suffered or endured racism to speak about their experiences and not be silenced like how the royal family wants to silence Meghan. Like how they're lying right now. That, hey, look, we have sent an apology to NGOZI FULANI. And NGOZI FULANI said that they have not reached out to her. Clearly, Buckingham Palace is composed of many, many liars. Many, many liars. And they need to be exposed for the liars that they are, my family. They need to be exposed for the liars that they are. Because at Buckingham Palace, there are a lot of liars. Starting with William, Kate Middleton, Charles, and Camilla. It starts with them, my family. It begins with them. Do you also know one thing? That the monarchy, let me tell you this story for those who don't know. The monarchy is exempt from the provisions of race discrimination. They're exempt. So you can't sue the royal family for racial discrimination. And that, policy, that law is enforced to this day. Someone needs to re-ask William if he still believes inside of him, after what his godmother said, if he still believes inside of him deeply, 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 we need a very, very good interviewer to ask William a question. One question. Do you still believe the royal family is very much not a racist family? Do you still believe that? Someone needs to ask him that question and show him clips of his own wife refusing to touch the hands of black people. Show him a clip of Camilla, William's stepmother-in-law, touching a black young girl by the sleeves and not by the arm, like you would treat someone whom you respect with dignity. My family, someone needs to ask William that question. Show me a clip of his father Charles shaking the hands of, white people. And then when he comes to a black person, he skips. Someone needs to show him that and re-ask that question. Someone needs to remind Prince William about what he said about the African population. Someone needs to remind William what he said about the African population. He blamed the African population, for the pressures, put on wildlife, for wildlife loss, basically. That is what he did. He blamed the African population for wildlife loss. Clearly, William seems to have a problem with the African population, with me, a person of color. And they don't hide it one bit. They don't hide it one bit. They just don't hide it one bit. They openly show it. And if you can openly show your racism, then you should be exposed for it, right? You should be. If your policies and laws clearly that, show indeed that you are a racist family, then don't complain when people accuse you of being racist, because that is who you indeed are, my family. That is who you indeed are. That's who Kate, William, Charles, and Camilla are. My family, it is very much wrong what Meghan has had to endure. NGOZI Fulani, who at one afternoon, just one afternoon, at Buckingham Palace, she experienced racism. One afternoon. Meghan went through it every single day. You have Sarah Vine saying that, I would urge, I want to quote Sarah Vine, I would urge Meghan not to get too fixated on the idea of the perfect birth. You have that on record, her saying it on record, on the article they write. And Meghan said they were so attacking from the moment our relationship became public. From that moment, they were so attacking. And that brought about the worst in people, racism in people, because that is the effects of the UK tabloid press, for those who read and believe what they're told by the tabloid press. And no wonder they keep going after Meghan time and time again. They are putting her in danger. Even the assistant police commissioner said it, Colin Basu said it, about the threats Meghan faces. Yet the royal family, knowing that fully well, stripped Meghan of her security. And Meghan told them, I know you don't care about me or Archie, I know that, but just let my husband keep his security. But still the firm said no. The level of cruelty at the palace is just too much. It's just too much. They are so cruel, and they don't hide or cover their cruelty. My family. Make no mistake, this threat to Meghan's pregnancy was fully approved by the palace, because even the palace did not want Meghan to safely, give birth, deliver baby Archie. No wonder Harry said that, I'm thankful to my wife that at such a cruel time, Prince Harry's words, a cruel time, she was able to safely deliver Archie at a cruel time. My family, even after Harry and Meghan left the UK, the cruelty never stopped. And Meghan suffered a miscarriage. They lost their child. And William, knowing that, still authorized his employee to issue a statement against Meghan in court, causing Meghan huge mental distress. Just was the tabloid against Meghan. But somehow it's Harry and Meghan that are betraying the royal family. Harry and Meghan are not betraying the royal family. You can't betray someone who has never ever been loyal to you in the first place. You can't. How does that happen? How can I betray you and you have never ever been loyal to me in the first place? How does that work? Because the fact is, the royals have never been loyal to Harry and Meghan. Charles, Camilla, William, Kate have never been loyal to Harry and Meghan. From Dan Wootton to Robert Jobson, they have all said this. The leaks against Harry and Meghan were coming from the palace. Those insults. But somehow it's okay to badmouth Harry and Meghan for the royal family, for William, for Hamilton, for Charles or Camilla. But it's not okay for Harry and Meghan to reveal exactly who did it, exactly how they were treated. Does that make sense? My family, does that make sense? The victims of abuse are no longer quiet. And the media, the roles are rattled. My family, thank you also to NGOZI Fulani for speaking up and showing the entire world just how racist the farm truly is. No weapon from Prince Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Libedana Chapospa. And on this issue about age, because the press have been saying, oh, she's 83 years old, or she's 80 years old and above. I mean, you know, she didn't know what she was saying. That is no excuse to be racist to someone, to go to a person of color who is minding her own business, and the first thing you do is grab her by the hair and move it to the side. That is no excuse to be a racist. It's high time you learn it. And this person, William's godmother, said that Harry and Meghan's marriage would end in tears. Well, it seems that for her, you know, things will end in tears, but not for Harry and Meghan. The world has found out who she is. She has exposed who she is. Lady Hussey is indeed a racist. And she is William's godmother. And you know the saying, racism is taught. Racism is taught. No wonder even William complained about the African population. Racism is taught. Thank you, Harry, for being different from these people. Thank you, Prince Harry. And may God bless you immensely. My family, what do you think about all of this? Kindly, I want your opinion, please. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our great family on YouTube. And stay tuned to our next video. Love family always and forever. May God heal NGOZI FULANI. May she, you know, heal from this traumatic experience that she faced from Prince William's godmother. That is my hope for her. May she heal. May Meghan also continue to heal from the pain caused by Prince William and Kate Middleton and Charles and Camilla to them. May God heal Meghan. My family, and with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support Evergreen Family on YouTube. And stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.